We've been working together all these years. We do all sorts of different types of investments, insurances, wealth management for individuals, families, businesses. We try to get out as much information to everybody as possible.
You cover everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're like a one-stop shop.
Yes, we are.
But what you also add is the knowledge, and that is so important. You know, what we're going to do on this show is credibility is so important in your business. And there are people out there that just, who should I hire? And you know what? I've heard so many stories about hiring relatives. Isn't that the worst thing you could probably do?
Sometimes.
It can cause a lot of trouble.
Sometimes causes a lot of family rifts, and you try to be the buffer among relatives. One of the best, I believe it's one of the worst things we can do is ask a family relative advice, and then if it doesn't work out for the person, they turn around and they create a stir within the family. So I think it's best off if you just tell them if they have a separate advisor, you're better off staying away from them.
Okay. Well, I know you're going to have a lot of stories for us. So we also have sitting here your son, Daniel Simon.
Yes.
I know he has got to have Red Bull sitting by him all day long. I've never seen anybody with so much energy as you do, as much knowledge as you do. And today we're going to be tiptoeing a little bit. Just say hello to everybody.
Hello, how everybody's doing? Thank you, Steve, for having us on.
Tell he's New York boy.
Trying. The main thing about the Simon Group and working with Mom is we do wealth and risk management, and there's a few different divisions of the company. And the main division that we have is our individuals in business. We have our Legends, which is our sports and entertainment division, and our Reserve, which is our private clientele. And we have a lot of strategic alliances with CPA firms and legal firms out there. And this is a lot of things that we bring together to the table to help everybody out. And today Phyllis is here as the expert with the Medicare and the Social Security, and that's why she's here.
Well, I got to tell you, and I have actually shared this before, we're going to really get into Medicare. And please, if you don't know a lot of this information like I didn't, don't be embarrassed, because there's a lot of us out there. You know what? I said, you know what? I'm going to be 65 pretty soon.
Ooh,
So
congratulations.
well, that was 48 years ago. No, but I said, I better find out about Medicare. First of all, I didn't know there was a such thing as open enrollment.
Well, that happens when you are already on Medicare, in a sense. In other words, when you turn 65, unless you have extenuating circumstances, you're eligible to get Medicare 3 months prior to your birthday, the month of your birthday, and 3 months after your birthday. So it gives you a 7-month leeway.
Unless you miss it.
Right. It lets you buy it anytime or get it anytime between that 7-month period. It also depends if you have group health insurance, if you don't have group health insurance. Everybody has a specific personal problem and situation.
I'm self-employed.
So you're self-employed.
So I didn't have insurance from my company.
Oh, so therefore, when your birthday was coming up 3 months prior to it, you were eligible to call Social Security to enroll.
But what if you don't know that, which is what happened to me?
Well, that's what a financial advisor is there for.
I had to wait a year to get my medical. I was able to get the pharmaceutical where I can get my
You get the
drugs.
hospital at 65.
And I didn't know, and I just got my Medicare. My birthday was this month.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So, but I didn't know this until I called someone. They went, yeah, you can't do anything right now. You missed the open enrollment.
Correct.
And there's a lot of people now, I found out, they don't know about Social Security. They don't know about Medicare. And that's what we're going to actually talk about today. And don't be embarrassed, I didn't know about it. So it's okay, but you're going to learn about it today. So here we go. Let's get started. And if you, of course, if you have a question, you can call us at 888-721-0074. Give everybody your phone number, first of all, at the office.
The best number to reach us at is area code 954-599-1950.
So we have a lot of listeners in the Palm Beach area. Your office is in Fort Lauderdale.
We have we're affiliated with 14 offices throughout South Florida.
So there, you have an office that
Yes.
you can see people at in your Palm Beach. So you're Palm Beach, Boca.
Yes, we're in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Naples, Tampa, Clearwater.
Okay. So don't let the Fort Lauderdale address bother you. You know what? This is one time that you really, really want to make sure you've got the best. And I am telling you, you don't want to go to see who has the best rates. This is not the time for that. So let's continue on with Medicare. Explain to everybody with Medicare when they can sign up for it.
People can sign up for Medicare at age 65, 3 months prior, as I said before, the month of your birthday, 3 months afterwards. Once you're on Medicare, people automatically get Medicare Part A. Everybody gets that. That's as long as you're a citizen in the United States and as long as you've worked.
There's no charge for that.
No charge for that. Now, Medicare Part B, you have to buy, and that you have to pay for. And most people pay for it out of their Social Security checks. However, if you're one of those that's not going to get your Social Security until you're at least 66, 67, but you want to go on Medicare at age 65, then they will bill you every month, take it out of your bank account, so you can pay for Medicare Part B. When you're 65, the most important thing to understand, it doesn't end there. You must get Medicare Part D, and D is your prescription drug plan. So D stands for drugs. Medicare had come up with a program where you can combine all three into Part C, which is a Medicare Advantage plan. So different plans work differently. The different letters of the alphabet have different benefits, which we'll go over. So Part A covers your hospital, nursing home, a few pints of blood. And understand nursing home is not custodial care. Medicare does not pay for custodial care. So that's another insurance type of product that needs to be
Is that the
thought about.
supplemental or
No. Custodial care is for long-term care, which we'll discuss at another time. Part B is your doctor bills. Your doctor pays, in other words, your doctor charges you $100. Medicare pays 80% of what they allow. They, in this case, allow $80, so they're going to pay only $64. 80% of 80 is $64, and you're going to pick up the other $36. So Medicare basically is not 100% plan, and people don't understand that. The other part of Medicare is the prescription drug plan. If you have Medicare A and B, you can buy the drug plan, which is a separate bill. Now, many people don't want to have that gap of having to pay out bills, so they could buy a supplement plan, which will cost them money out of pocket, or they can get a Medicare Advantage plan, which combines A, B, and D, which we call Medicare Part C, which they, messed up on the alphabet a little bit.
Right.
It would have been easy to say A, B, C, D, but that's the way they did it.
so then when you get your medical, you can get either, what is it, HMO?
Well, when you go on a Medicare, any regular Medicare is like a old-fashioned medical plan. So it allows you to go to any doctor that accepts Medicare. You can go anywhere you want, as long as the doctor accepts Medicare.
Right.
And the Part A will pay for the hospitals, a portion of it, not 100%, but a portion, because you still have deductibles and so forth. And Part B will cover the doctors, the surgeons, or whatever. Many people don't want to spend that extra money, so they buy what's called a Medigap policy. That'll cover the percentages of what Medicare does not pay. The Medicare Advantage plan is a little bit more restrictive. Could be HMO, PPO, and that will give you full benefits. Basically, it'll cover everything, but more restrictive.
Well, we just went through the fastest 15 minutes in radio. We are going to go to break right now, and when we come back, we've got more with Phyllis Simon.
Is that good?
Hi, this is Steve O with the Ask the Experts radio show. At the Simon Group, their goal is to actively help families, individuals, and business owners build their financial freedom. They have the skills, knowledge, and experience required to help meet the client's established goals. They understand their clients want a comfortable retirement, but that means different things to different people. And there are other goals that they can emerge along the way, from planning for a child's education to planning for a managing income in retirement. That's why the Simon Group offers a range of financial strategies and solutions to help in every step of the way. They work with you to gain confidence and stay flexible and prepared for your financial future. The Simon Group serves their clients in estate and investment solutions, insurance protection, income, stocks and bonds, retirement investments, and insurance. Contact the Simon Group for a free financial planning appointment today at 954-599-1950. That's 954-599-1950. And we are back. We're back with today's Ask the Expert show. We are doing our wealth management show. We have, I hope I can say this without getting any trouble, but I really, really feel like that we have the top wealth management people in the business. This is the Simon Group USA. They're out of Fort Lauderdale, but they cover all of South Florida. Even, we have people in Jupiter that listen up there, and Stuart, they cover up there. And we're talking about Medicare today. And I love this subject because I got caught. I keep saying I got caught with my pants down. I did, because I did not understand how Medicare worked. And I'm so embarrassed because I didn't know, but I found out how a lot of people don't know. So we're going to make sure that you understand how Medicare works. I mean, there are costs involved. I didn't know there was costs involved. It's minimal, but there are costs involved. And I really today want to talk about PPO and HMO because I'm already seeing the difference, because I'm on an HMO.
Ooh.
And I had a specialist that I wanted to see. Listen to this. Name is on the network. The doctor said, sorry, can't do it. We have a special deal. I said, what do you mean? Here's my specialist, orthopedic. They're on the network. You're on the network. What do you mean you can't refer me to them? Have you heard this before?
Oh, I'm very familiar with it. Unfortunately, in a lot of HMOs, not all HMO companies do it, not all doctors do it. Okay, but most HMO doctors have a network of group of guys they work with.
Within their network?
Within their network. In other words, let's just say that you have your primary care, he'll have a podiatrist, and he'll have a orthopedic doctor, and he'll have a gynecologist, and he'll have all his people all around you, and he'll have a urologist, whatever. And the person that needs that a doctor that's outside of the primary care's realm will refer you to that cardiologist, that urologist, that orthopedic doctor, and it upsets people a lot. Most people, take it with a grain of salt and they go. But there are those that are, unfortunately, seniors like to talk to each other.
Right.
And everybody talks about they have the best cardiologist and they have the best urologist or whatever it is. So they want to see their friend's doctor.
Everybody got a
And,
guy.
You know,
Well, I
everybody's
had
got
a guy who did my surgery. I
Right.
loved him. I trust him. I actually looked, they show you the names in the book.
Right.
I actually wanted to make sure because I went with Humana Gold. And I wanted to make sure they were both in the same network. And they were, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yes, unfortunately, certain companies, as I said, do not allow you to go out of the primary realm. Now, in many of the plans, the primary will say, listen, I care for you this much, but if you want to see that doctor, you can go ahead and see him.
Wow, okay.
That's if the primary is willing to share
Right.
his money, because he does get paid a percentage of money from the
Ah.
insurance company, and he has to share that money with all the other guys.
Yeah, because when I called Humana, they said, do you want to report him? And I went, I don't want to start doing
Yes,
that.
you didn't want to do that, right? But, this is a very common thing. But some people swear by the firm, swear by the company they're with. Everybody has a different rule, regulation, different needs. Everybody's a little different. A very, very healthy person I would recommend on an HMO more so than a PPO. PPO is for somebody that has health issues, because then they can go any doctor in the network without referrals.
More expensive?
Without referral. No, it's not really. Most of those Medicare Advantage plans are not costly. Some
Wow.
are, but most of them aren't. They all have, specific benefits that Medicare doesn't cover. Medicare doesn't cover
we're going to
everything.
talk about coverage because I'm going to tell you something. Coverage for Medicare things that you would never even think of, like the silver, the heels, or I can actually go work out.
Silver
at-
sneakers, you mean?
Yes. I can go work out anywhere I want.
Yes, you
especially
can.
for
Most of the
free.
plans have them. Yes, it's all
Then
part of
listen
the
to
plan.
this. So I have sleep apnea. I've had my machine for 10 years. I can get a free machine.
That's right.
Now they said dental is not so great.
No, but
Hearing aids,
isn't that wonderful?
is that free too?
In some cases, it's up to a limited amount of money that they use, and usually most of these companies have a specific company they work with for you to get those hearing aids. And I honestly feel that some of these Medicare Advantage plans are really phenomenal. They
Yeah.
really are, because they give people a lot of benefits they would normally not know about or normally get. And some of them even give them over-the-counter stuff every quarter or every month, depending on the plan you pick. So you get a lot of benefits, and
It's amazing.
It is,
And we've worked hard all of our life
that's
to
right.
get that. Don't look at it. It's like, well, I can afford my own. Listen, you worked for this. Might as well take advantage of it.
Well, you paid for it too.
course
Medicare
you
was
did.
implemented in 1965. I think it was around then when they took 1% out of your paycheck. Of course, it's raised now to 1.65 or something like that. But you've paid for this Medicare, so you would have insurance in your old age. And then President Johnson signed that into law. So that's a good thing. And your employers, just as long as they paid you and took out the taxes, that money went into the system. And it's a very important thing to know. You paid for this. Yes, you're going to pay a Medicare premium out of your Social Security check or write them a check, but you
Not
paid for
that
this.
bad, though. We're not talking about a lot of money.
It depends on your income. Everything is based on how much you earn
Well, I
a year.
lost my medical because it was $800 a month
Wow.
premium. The deductible was like $7,000. Like, why am I? This is crazy, and I couldn't afford it anymore. $800 every
understand.
month, and then if something happens, I got to come up with the first $7,000.
Right, it was very costly, and that was unfortunately due to the ACA Act
Yeah,
when they
didn't
changed the
Obama
health
say that
insurance.
it was going to be $2,500
Yeah, right.
less a family. You can keep your doctor.
Well, everybody's situation is different. That's why the review is very important. They come on and look at your situation when it comes down to it. There's some people that are still working at 67, 68, and they're offered benefits at work. So all depending on how that works out for them, which is the best thing for them to be on.
What about preconditions when it comes to Medicare?
pre-existing conditions are, most of them are all covered. There are some minor things that Medicare will cover you. They have specific programs for those type of people that are disabled and that are younger than 65. So again, anybody that has extenuating circumstances different. No, nothing is a cookie cutter. It may sound like it's a cookie cutter, but it's not. That's when we recommend people come in, talk to me, talk to Dan, talk to any of our advisors that work with us to go over their specific needs, because everybody's different. There's no cookie cutter for everyone.
It's amazing. I'm going to tell you about the pre-existing conditions.
Okay.
So I went and had my hip operated on at the Cleveland Clinic. They did all this pre-surgery, my insurance. I had insurance at the time. And all of a sudden I get a note from the hospital that, you owe us $60,000. And I'm going, but I've got insurance.
Were you under the individual insurance at the
Individual
time?
insurance.
Then they had to cover you.
Guess what? Some doctor told them that I had a pre-existing condition, and I didn't. It was my knees, and they would not pay the bill.
He had an old hula hoop incident.
Huh?
The old hula hoop incident.
That's
But
right.
they
Well,
okayed it, though. The hospital
and
okayed it.
It's not the hospital. In other words, there's a thing called pre-approval or authorization, prior authorization from all insurance companies, whether it's a Medicare product or whether it's regular insurance. Pre-existing conditions were not supposed to have any play in anybody's insurance after the ACA Act was issued. So if you bought a plan that was ACA credible, then pre-existing conditions have to be covered. If you had the regular old-fashioned grandfathered in medical insurance, yes, the pre-existing condition could have taken place. However, if that pre-existing condition had to be more than a certain amount or less than a certain amount of time, again, everybody's different. If you had purchased your insurance based on the ACA Act, the hospital bill should have been paid by the insurance company. I would have fought it, and until I won.
Amazing. It's like, how am I supposed to come up with 60 days? You guys are the ones who approved it.
Right.
Why am I first hearing about this now? And I said, the doctor I went to was for my knee. It was not for my hip. The doctor who did the surgery said, it's not your knee. You've got a hip problem. That was the first I heard of it. So, listen, this is why this show is going to be so important, because you're going to learn a lot of things on this show that I guarantee you did not know about. We are going to go to our second break, and when we come back, we have got more with the Simon Group USA. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Steve O with the Ask the Experts radio show. At the Simon Group, their goal is to actively help families, individuals, and business owners build their financial freedom. They have the skills, knowledge, and experience required to help meet the client's established goals. They understand their clients want a comfortable retirement, but that means different things to different people. And there are other goals that they can emerge along the way, from planning for a child's education to planning for a managing income in retirement. That's why the Simon Group offers a range of financial strategies and solutions to help in every step of the way. They work with you to gain confidence and stay flexible and prepared for your financial future. The Simon Group serves their clients in estate and investment solutions, insurance protection, income, stocks and bonds, retirement investments, and insurance. Contact the Simon Group for a free financial planning appointment today at 954-599-1950. That's 954-599-1950.
You are listening to the Ask the Experts show with host Steve-O. We will be right back with more experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Join us every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Now, get ready for more Ask the Experts.
Okay.
Mom
And
sounds
we
good.
are back. We're here. This is the Ask the Experts radio show. We are here. Today is our wealth management show. every month we will be doing this show. I will let you know in advance. We have the Simon Group USA. We've got Phyllis Simon and Daniel Simon. And as you can already see already, she knows her stuff. And you know what? If you've had a problem before, we would love for you to call up at 888-721-0074. This show is going to be about credibility and about trust. There's hundreds and thousands of people out there. I have heard so many horror stories of people. Listen, I used to represent a lot of professional athletes, and some of the things that happened to them with their investment advisors, I am telling you, this is what's so important about a show like this, that you can trust the people who we have on this show. And you know what? If you're in the market, you're looking for someone who really knows the wealth management business, write this number down, okay? Just have there for you. Give everybody your phone number.
It's area code 954-599-1950. People can reach us from all parts of Florida now that cell phones don't have toll calls anymore.
Those were the days. It's funny. I still give people, because we have shows in other states, I still give them our toll-free number. It doesn't matter anymore.
Not anymore. Not
It's
anymore.
like crazy. But the phone number here, if you'd like to call here, is 888-721-0074. We are on 740 AM. If you want to switch over to the FM, we're on 96.9 FM and 103.9 FM. And again, the Simons will be back next month. We're working around weddings and vacations, but we will actually have it to where they're on hopefully the first or the last of each month, so it'll be so much easier to keep up with. What is the biggest question when people call about Medicare that they have for you?
When they can get it, which I explain based on their birthdays. If they're eligible, it depends if they're citizens or not. A non-citizen cannot get Part A. Now, you could be a citizen and resident alien, but you can get Part A automatically because they assume the resident alien worked in the United States. But if you're not a citizen, and even if you worked in the United States, you cannot get Part A for free. You have to pay for that. Part B, they have to pay for. Everybody pays for Part B and Part D. So a non-citizen cannot buy Part A, which is very costly. That's
so
a hospital.
non-citizens can get
In other words,
Medicare?
a non-citizen cannot get Part A.
Which is what?
Which is the hospitals, what it calls skilled nursing, blood, things like that. They can get B and D. They can
B
pay for
is-
Part B is for the doctors,
Okay.
and D is for prescription drugs. They
I
can
never
pay
knew
for
that.
that. That's
So
it.
if you're not citizen,
If you're non-citizen, then you have to pay. So therefore, you
Wow.
have to buy a supplemental hospital policy, basically, if you're a non-citizen.
well, I know we got a question today, and I never share. You'll see, I never shared the questions at all. We had a daughter who called for her father. Seems like he went behind her back and changed to make it less expensive. Change his health care, where he didn't have such a great deal with home care. Home care can get expensive.
Home health care is a part of Medicare, and most of the companies have a specific amount of home care that they do cover.
She
All
said there were
Medicare
limits on it.
Advantage plans have it. Whatever type of health plan they got, where home care was only a limited amount of days
Right.
that they would give, then that's a problem. Medicare also gives a limited amount
So what
of
do you
days.
do in that case?
Well, home care basically is most of the time, if it's not for skilled nursing, which means you usually go into a skilled nursing facility and you come home, or somebody comes in and bathes you and dresses you and gives you medication and things like that. It has to be a medical situation. It can't be a custodial. Custodial means the inability of doing two activities of daily living. That means you need long-term care, which I would like to cover in the next time we
Yes,
come to
that's
visit,
important.
because that's going to be one of the biggest problems. And the generations are now sandwiched. People have their kids, they have their parents. Parents are getting sick, and everybody's moving in together. Kids aren't leaving home as fast as they did back in the day, and now that children are taking care of their parents and children are still working, taking care of two different generations, and there's such a big gap financially that people can't afford it. And buying a long-term care policy will be one of the most important things that people could do. I recommend everybody 50 years and above to make sure they have one.
Well, this is something that's going to turn into another show. I read where 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
Absolutely.
So they have not saved anything.
Well, that comes under retirement. That's something we'll talk at another show. Retirement savings, retirement planning, what people should do. It's never too late if you're working. If you're already retired, how do we help you make your money last forever? Because, listen, we're all going to pass one day. However, we want to live comfortably. Nobody wants to be starving. Nobody wants to have only a certain amount of income where they can only live in their apartment and they can't go anywhere. They can't do anything. Children live far away, and a lot of them, many of them that don't have children, they have no resources to go to. And then there are those who have children that live far away. It's a problem, and we try to help those people set themselves up for the future because it's so important
So if you're working, it's never too late
to save
to
a buck.
start planning.
Never too late to save a buck. You know, a dollar saved, dollar earned, dollar saved. You know, that old expression is always worth saving something. It never ends.
So we open the show talking about Medicare today, and Phyllis was just telling you what the requirements are, but it's so amazing what Medicare takes care of. We were talking in the first half hour that I can basically go just about to any fitness center and work out for free.
Not any. Those that are contracted with the insurance companies, that's where you can go. So Silver Sneakers is a very, very big program for senior citizens in the United States. It's very well known. They have a very good program.
Well, the first thing I checked on there was what fitness places. So all your LA fitness places are all on there. Most of the big ones are all on there. I didn't look at any of the smaller ones, the private
Right.
ones, individual, but the Orange Place, they were on there. Gold's Gym was on there. So it now covers, because long ago, Gold's Gym was the only one that had the Silver Sneaker program.
That's true. But
And I find out, I thought they came up with the name for it. But now a lot of insurance.
And the insurance companies do this because if people exercise, they're going to live longer. Social Security might not like that, but Medicare does. People will live longer. They'll be healthier. They try to teach them to have a good exercise regimentation. It's very important. We find more people today in their 70s that are so active that they never were as active when they were in their 40s, but they retired, moved into communities, and they're all very involved nowadays. It's a great thing.
You have to take care of yourself.
Everybody
I
does.
learned this the other day because I really hadn't had to see a doctor, but I just found out my new doctor, is, first of all, he's only at the office 2 days a week.
Nice.
Second of all, he said, if I put you in the hospital, I won't be your doctor.
That's
I
true.
went, wait a minute, what does that mean? The hospitals have their own doctors for the insurance, and this is leading me. My brother-in-law just retired. He was head of internal medicine for all the Baylor hospitals in Dallas. Huge position. And he retired. And I said, how could you retire? He said, it's not the same anymore. It's a business now.
Exactly.
You understand what that means?
Exactly.
It's, I mean, it's not, I hope people don't take this the wrong way. It used to be health was the most important thing.
Correct.
But now it's a business now. And this is probably like what we hear in Canada. And if something happens to our insurance where everybody is on Medicare,
That will be
scary.
a crime. If everybody goes on Medicare, it will be a crime. In my personal opinion, it is going to be a crime. Number one is that everybody will not get the care they get today. People don't realize how lucky they are. Those that want to have medicine done in the way that other countries have as socialized medicine, you will imagine waiting 9 months for open heart surgery, a hernia operation. I mean, God forbid you have something so major and the doctors say, well, we don't have the availability for you now. And that is going to be a problem. Canadians that come down to South Florida, they do have other insurance policies that if they have a problem, they come into our hospitals, their insurance policies pay for that because they know. I know people that come down here for open heart surgery from insurance policies they bought separate ones. So
Also says how great our health system is.
It
that
is
they come here.
phenomenal.
It is.
And unfortunately, we have a lot of people that are in our government who thinks it should be for everybody. The problem, what they don't understand, is you can't have the same thing for everybody without having a lot of different ramifications that can happen, different things that can happen where they will not have the same plan. And as it is, they already took a lot of things away from Medicare when they passed the ACA Act. And a lot of people don't know about it, but ask the people in their 80s what they used to have in Medicare as opposed to the people in their late 60s that are first getting it. They don't know the difference, but there is a big difference. And
So I see why he retired. And he said it just wasn't the same. And then Medicare does not pay so well to the doctors.
well, that's one of the problems. Medicare has insurance. Well, get this in an easier way. Insurance companies make deals with doctors that will pay you a percentage of. Medicare does the same thing. Medicare has, if it's approved by Medicare, Medicare has what they call a listing of what they're going to pay for each procedure, like the old hospital indemnity. But people don't know that Medicare is only going to pay that way. They think they're going to pay all of it.
Right, exactly.
So people don't understand the internal workings of these companies. They're all the same. So the hospital will come up with a bill for $750,000. Medicare says it's only worth $60,000. That's what they're going to pay. The hospital is not allowed anymore, but they used to send the bill to the client, to the patient. They're not allowed to do that anymore. That's why you end up getting a thing from your insurance company that says, we paid this amount to this doctor, this hospital. Patient responsibility is always a small amount of money. So it's very important that you read your papers. If you're in a Medicare Advantage plan or a regular Medicare plan, a Medicare supplement plan, that you read the correspondence that comes from them. Also, check the doctors. Make sure those were the people you saw because there's so much fraud. And a lot of people are getting bills, or they're not getting billed, but Medicare is getting billed for something that
You hear about
person
that all the time on the news.
never saw that doctor, that hospital, or whatever. That happened to me personally a few years ago, and straightened it out right away. I called the insurance company and said, hey, never saw the doctor, not me, and put in a request for them to investigate. And sure enough.
We're going to go to break. Give everybody your phone number and your website address.
All right, the phone number is area code 954-599-1950. And the Simon Group Wealth Management Reserve is known as the Simon Group USA.com.
By the way, you might even want to give them a call just for a second opinion. And we're going to go to break right now. We'll come back for our final 15 minutes I am so glad. This is going to be such a great show. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we've got more with the Simon Group USA. Hi, this is Steve O with the Ask the Experts radio show. At the Simon Group, their goal is to actively help families, individuals, and business owners build their financial freedom. They have the skills, knowledge, and experience required to help meet the client's established goals. They understand their clients want a comfortable retirement, but that means different things to different people. And there are other goals that they can emerge along the way, from planning for a child's education to planning for a managing income in retirement. That's why the Simon Group offers a range of financial strategies and solutions to help in every step of the way. They work with you to gain confidence and stay flexible and prepared for your financial future. The Simon Group serves their clients in estate and investment solutions, insurance protection, income, stocks and bonds, retirement investments, and insurance. Contact the Simon Group for a free financial planning appointment today at 954-599-1950. That's 954-599-1950. And we are back. We're back here. This is the Ask the Experts radio show. We're on 740 AM, 96.9 FM, and 103.9 FM. We give you 3 stations, and you can actually go back, and next week you'll be able to actually watch the show on the Simon's website, and that is www.thesimongroupusa.com. And we're talking Medicare today. And I'm telling you, this is like going to be one of my favorite shows, because I know for a fact there's so many people who do not know about Medicare, and that's what we're here to do today. And I'm going to tell you something. Listen, it's really hard to find someone that you can trust. When it comes to your money, you want to make sure you can trust somebody. These are the people. If you want to give us a call here, the phone number here is 888-721-0074. We also have another show on 1470 Today AM at 5 to 6. That's our long-running show of Ask the Experts. And we're so glad you tuned in today, and we hope we're going to get you home a lot quicker. We were talking about people coming into, you can give a second opinion. What's the best time for someone to come in to do a review with you?
Well, basically, is it any time is the best time, really. It depends what your situation is, if you're getting ready for Medicare, if you're getting ready for retirement, if you're getting ready to have a baby, if you're getting ready to get married. The timing is very important based on a person's individual needs. Everybody's different. Prior to being eligible for Social Security and Medicare, it's good to come in and review. Prior to changing jobs, you change a job, you lose a job, you lose your benefits. There's all kinds of different times when the best time is. The best thing to do is to give us a call, and we could sit down, and any question you have, we can make an appointment, sit down, we'll go over whatever you need. A second opinion on the current things that you have is always very important. We'll never have you replace anything that you have that's good. We'll never tell you that you did the wrong thing. What we're looking for is to help you enhance everything that you do have to make sure you're on the right track towards your retirement, towards your... Remember, retirement means Medicare, Social Security, spending down your 401k if you have one, if you're fortunate enough to have one, your IRAs, all those things. We specialize in all those type of things. However, we help you try to achieve to get to that level, and at the same time, when you get to that level, make sure you have income that you can outlive. Make sure you have the best programs in place. Things change, situation changes, families change. Everybody's an individual. And that's how we guide our business. And be honest with them. I'll tell you the truth, Steve, some people really get annoyed with me because I just tell them like it is.
Right.
And they don't like to hear
Not
that.
necessarily what they want to hear.
No, they want, me to, be real nice to them and tell them, oh, this is this. It's not me. It's not my nature.
Because that's why you've been so
I'm this
successful.
New
though.
York girl that tells them like it is. I've survived all these years because I'm honest. I'm faithful. And one thing I am, I'm very faithful to our clients. They know it. I'll go out on a limb for them, and
She'll
they know
go to the
that.
restroom for them. Whatever they need, she'll do.
Whatever it takes.
You know, it's so important because you hear so many people that basically use this word ripped off, and now they think everybody's like that, and it's not true. So you have to sometimes pay for the not so, I guess, or the ones that just don't care.
That's very
They want to
true.
make the fast buck.
That's very true. It unfortunately in our industry, I'd like to say there are a lot of good people in the industry. You know, you can't knock them because they work hard. Everybody works hard, and I won't say they don't. A lot of them have some knowledge. A lot of them are not so knowledgeable. But I don't like to say anything bad about anybody, but a lot of people have gotten such bad advice. And it's not that I'm so perfect. And I make mistakes too. I'm human. But for the clients, you look at their situation and then you come up with what's more important for them. I'm not looking to what my pocketbook is going to get.
Well, that's why you've been around for so long.
That's it. And my clients know that I'll go out, do anything for them. I have clients for over 30 years. I mean, people don't keep their clients if they're not good.
Exactly.
And they're just thrilled that I have a second generation. Dan has met practically every single one of them. They think he's great. They like him. They like his youthfulness, his ideas, which is very important because as I age and they age, they're going to be concerned with having somebody around if anything should happen.
How does it? I've never asked anybody in your business this question. What does it feel like that you have a person's future in your hands?
I do things that's right for the client so I could look at myself in the mirror every single night and go to sleep comfortably. Because if something is wrong, it'll keep me up all night until I make sure it's right. And my children, my family, they all know that's the way I act. I get upset very easily. I'll scream, rant, and rave and holler at the insurance companies that they did something wrong. You could attest anybody that works where we work that they will tell you that Phyllis will go after them because if she's right, she's right. And it's for the client's benefit.
I see some bulldog in you.
Yeah.
Is that
So-
New York? Bulldog.
But my feelings are that it's very important that when you help somebody, it gives me such a good feeling because I know I did the right thing and I know they're going to be okay. And I'll give you a case in point. One of my clients who I've had for a very, very long time, she was getting ready to retire but was afraid to because she didn't think she'll have enough money to live. And after figuring out her Social Security and her Medicare and all her bills and everything, I said to her, you don't have anything to worry about. You can live in your house if you want to. If you want to sell the house, you can buy another house. You'll have enough money coming in every month based on your investments, based on your 401k from work, and you roll it over and you're going to have enough money. And she sat there and said, thank God, because she was so afraid. She was a divorced woman, divorced for almost 20 years. Her kids are grown. She has no one, really, so to speak. And she has a few girlfriends. They socialize, they travel. But again, work always kept her busy. And now she's not working and she's happy because now she knows she can afford to live for the rest
I
of her
have a
life.
quick question for you
Yes.
because it will be coming up in one of our shows. Because of the age demographics, what do you do when a client comes to you and asks you about reverse mortgages?
That's another show.
I
That's
know.
another time. And again,
But that's all part of the
we
big
talk
picture
about
you're gonna
that.
Put together.
We talk about that, but that also depends on the person's personal situation. Everything, there's no cookie cutter with us.
Because you see so many commercials now, reverse mortgages.
Yes, and all our favorite movie stars
Yeah.
are on there, right?
What a coincidence. I tell you what, this has been an amazing. We just got the 1 minute mark. Give everybody your phone number.
Okay. Area code 954-599-1950. The SimonGroupUSA.com. Remember, www.theSimonGroupUSA.com.
And you're going to be back with us again next month. And we will be
Absolutely.
telling everybody when you and Daniel are back on. You're amazing.
Thank you.
This is, I mean, I told you it's going to go by fast. I did tell you that. But your knowledge, I cannot wait to share this with our listeners. And we're going to go, this is another Ask the Expert show. We'll be back again at 5 o'clock today on 1470 AM with more experts from Ask the Experts. Great job, guys. We'll see you again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks for listening to the Ask the Expert Show, featuring interviews with local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Call our office at 888-574-6999 to become one of our experts on the show. And tune in again next week for more Ask the Experts with Steve-O. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.